Hey everyone, welcome to the Dividend Dreams channel. This is the very first episode of our series, Monthly Dividend Diaries for June 2025, where I go over all the monthly dividends that I've received in my monthly dividend portfolio. Thank you so much for watching. Pull up a chair, grab a tasty beverage, get comfy. We're happy to have you here. Let's talk about some monthly dividends. Before I get started, I do want to say that anything I go over in this video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know anything about your situation. In fact, I'm just a working dad who got interested in monthly dividends to increase my monthly income and hopefully not have to spend so much time working so I could spend more time with my family. If that sounds interesting to you, then consider giving this video a like, subscribe to the channel. I plan to be doing this every month. We'll see what happens as this is the first episode. This is my first YouTube video ever, so I'm very excited to be bringing this to you. But with all that, let's go ahead and get started. My very first monthly dividend is from Pennant Park Floating Rate Capital, ticker symbol PFLT. This is a great BDC that I've been invested in for a while. Very consistent, very high yield. I'm very happy with it. The dividend that it gave me in June 2025 was $6.16, and I look forward to getting more dividends from Pennant Park in the future. It's been a great company for me. The next monthly dividend in my portfolio is from IGLD, which is the FTVest Gold Strategy Target Income ETF. This is an ETF that uses, I believe it's synthetic covered call option on gold. And I don't really have a lot invested in it. I just started in it. We're going to see how it goes. So the dividend that I got in June 2025 was only 66 cents. This is one that I'm kind of just going to see how it does and consider adding more later, but not really trying to put a lot into it right now. The next dividend on my monthly dividend portfolio is from Agree Realty, ticker symbol ADC. Agree Realty is a REIT, which is real estate investment trust. I'm not really going to go into a lot of depth on what a REIT is or what Agree Realty is, but Agree Realty is one of the best REITs out there. Monthly dividends and very solid company. The only issue with it is it's expensive, but you're buying good quality. So this is one that I want to put more money into. Hopefully the price will come down a little bit, but I want to keep buying this one as I go forward. So for June 2025, my monthly dividend from Agree Realty was $5.88. My next monthly dividend is from Horizon Technology Finance, ticker symbol HRZN. So this is a BDC that specializes in financing for technology ventures. This is one that I've only put a little bit in and I've kind of watched it. It seems like it's not really very stable. Probably if the price goes up a little bit, I'm going to just get rid of it at some point. But anyway, for now, it has a high yield and it pays monthly. So my monthly dividend for June 2025 was 91 cents. The next dividend in my monthly dividend portfolio is from Main Street Capital, ticker symbol Main. Main Street Capital is a business development company. It is one of the best ones out there. And not only is the dividend very solid, but they pay special dividends almost every quarter since I bought it. So for June 2025, not only did I get my regular dividend, but I got a special dividend. So the total dividends that I received for June 2025 was $16.58, which is fantastic. I wish I got that every month, but hey, I'll take that extra money every quarter when I can get it. The next ticker in my monthly dividend portfolio is O, which is Realty Income Corporation. I think most monthly dividend investors know this company. It's pretty famous. It's called the Monthly Dividend Company. This is a real estate investment trust. It's gigantic. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it because there's a million videos out there talking about, some people are bullish on this and some people are bearish on this. I think it's a good company. I think it's a good value, and I'm going to keep buying more shares of it. So for June 2025, my monthly dividend for Realty Income was $8.81. The next company on my monthly dividend portfolio is Stag Industrial, ticker symbol STAG. This is another real estate investment trust that focuses on industrial properties. And this is one that I think is really solid and growing. I think it has a lot of potential for the future. I don't have a lot invested in it right now, but this is one that I've been wanting to buy a lot more of. because I think its prospects for the future are very solid. So for June 2025, I got a dividend of $2.06, and I hope to buy more of it soon. The next ticker in my portfolio is SPYI, which is the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF. So this is the first covered call ETF that's going to be in our monthly dividend portfolio. I do like the NEOS products a lot. Spoiler, you're going to see a few of them in here. I'm not big on some of the other covered call ETFs, and I don't want to overweight my portfolio with them, but I think the NEOS ones are really solid. So what this one does is it basically owns the S&P 500 and sells covered calls on it. It has a very high yield, a very stable distribution, and so far the total returns are good. The NAV is good. So for June 2025, my monthly dividend was $5 even. And yeah, this is another one I want to keep adding on to slowly over time and get that distribution to go up each month. The next one is another ETF from NEOS, which is QQQI, or the NEOS NASDAQ 100 High Income ETF. This is basically the same thing as SPYI, but instead of buying the S&P, it buys the NASDAQ 100. And this is another one that's really solid, even higher yield. So for June 2025, it gave me a distribution of $5.58. This is another one. I love it. I want to keep adding shares each month if I can, and let the dividends reinvest themselves to keep compounding. The next one, yet another NEOS fund, and this is the last one from NEOS, I promise, is BTCI, the NEOS Bitcoin High Income ETF. This is one that I just started a position in June 2025, and I'm very happy with it. You know, people have made a lot of money off of Bitcoin. I'm not sure if owning Bitcoin directly is for me, but I think BTCI is a great way to get exposure to Bitcoin while getting a gigantic distribution with a very high yield. You know, it's like 25 to 30%, and very stable, very high total returns. Obviously, if Bitcoin crashes out, then that's a problem, but BTCI has really been able to capitalize on the volatility of Bitcoin and do really well. For June 2025, my distribution from BTCI was $4.19. And this is one definitely that I want to buy like a share a month if I can. The next symbol in my monthly dividend portfolio is UTG, which is the Reeves Utility Income Fund. This is a closed-end fund that owns different utility stocks. Very long history, very solid dividends, rising dividends. This is a great company or a great fund, very stable in a good sector. So I don't have a big position in it, but I'd like to add more. My distribution from, or my dividend from June 2025 was for $1.26. Hopefully, I can add more shares in the future to get that distribution up or that dividend up. The next symbol in my monthly dividend portfolio is PFFA, which is the Virtus InfraCap US Preferred Stock ETF. This is an ETF that buys different preferred stocks. Preferred stocks that's a whole topic that, you know, we could spend a lot of time going into. They're very complicated, they're hard to manage, but the great thing is if you have an ETF like this, you know, they hold them and they manage them for you. You don't have to worry about it. So the result is you get pretty stable, pretty high income. So for June 2025, my dividend from PFFA was $3.22. The next one on my list is symbol GLAD, which is Gladstone Capital. This is a BDC. This is one of the three Gladstone companies that I have here. Gladstone Capital has been really solid since I bought into it. I'm pretty happy with it overall, but I'm always kind of keeping an eye on it to see if it's going to keep performing. And I haven't really bought a big amount of it recently, other than just, you know, reinvesting the dividends. So for June 2025, the dividend that I got from Glad was $3.58. Next Gladstone company is symbol GAIN, or GAIN. This is Gladstone Investment Company, and very similar to Glad. GAIN is a BDC. They have different strategies, but GAIN has been also a pretty profitable company for me. They pay out very good dividends, and they paid out a gigantic special dividend for June 2025. So my total dividend, including the regular and the special dividend in June 2025, was $24.30, which is probably the biggest, single dividend I've gotten for one company in 1 month. It's not a single dividend, it's two, but the biggest total dividend I've gotten for one company in 1 month. So that's going to really boost up my total amount received in June 2025. And yeah, hey, I'm all for it. Hopefully they keep pumping out the special dividends because that was a great surprise to see that in my account. The next company, the final Gladstone company that I have is LAND, Gladstone Land. So Gladstone Land is a REIT that specializes in farmland. And this is one that I'm always kind of keeping an eye on. It hasn't been doing very well, but on the one hand, it hasn't been doing well, and it seems like it's going to have a lot of challenges going forward. But then on the other hand, farmland seems like a good asset class for REITs. So, right now the yield is high and it's a monthly dividend payer, but I'm worried about a dividend cut coming up. So we'll see. This is one that I haven't put a lot of money into, and I'm always kind of debating if it's a good long-term play or if I should just get rid of it. But anyway, for now, for June 2025, the dividend that I got from Gladstone Land was 94 cents. The next ticker in my monthly dividend portfolio is FSCO, which is the FS Credit Opportunities Corp. This is a closed end fund that basically works like a BDC. They buy debt, they finance companies. This is a great fund that has a very high yield and has had super high total returns recently. It probably won't have super high total returns going forward, but the dividend yield is solid and the company is very solid. So I think I'm going to keep buying more shares of this one, keep an eye on it. But for now, my position is not very big. So for June 2025, I only got a dividend of 81 cents. The next company in my monthly dividend portfolio is Divo, which is the Amplify CWP Enhanced Dividend ETF. So this is another covered call ETF, but a much more conservative one. Has a lower yield, but a good dividend growth rate and still pretty consistent dividend. So I don't have a whole lot invested in this, but I think it's a great long-term play to just keep adding shares of it. For June 2025, I got a total of 62 cents from Devo. And the last ticker in my monthly dividend portfolio is IDVO, which is the international cousin of Devo. This is the Amplify CWP International Enhanced Income ETF. So very similar to Devo, but it buys international stocks. And the reason I like that is to get exposure outside of the US. There's a lot of chaos in the US. I think we all know why. And who knows what's going to happen with the US stock market, even though it's been doing well lately. So it's good to diversify outside of the US and get exposure to, companies that are not based inside the US in case something crazy happens here. It's also an ETF that's performed very well, pretty good yield, and I'm pretty happy with this so far, although I don't have a big position in it. So my total for IDVO for June 2025 was 86 cents. So that is all 18 of my dividend stocks in my monthly dividend portfolio. That brings the total for June 2025 to $91.42. So this portfolio gave me $91.42 in dividends. This is much higher than my usual monthly dividend because of the two special dividends that I got from Main and Gain. So next month, I don't expect it to be this high, but one day I would love to get this monthly figure up, over 100. That's the next goal. And then just keep going from there, over 500, over 1,000. And then eventually it's paying my bills, or at least some of them. That's the dream, right? That's the dividend dream that we're all trying to get. So my thoughts for the future, I definitely want to add a little bit more BTCI. And then, there's a lot that I want to add. I want to add more Stag. I want to add more UTG. Really, I'd love to just buy all of these every month if I could, except maybe Horizon and Land. I'm kind of waiting on those. And I may end up selling those. But, I'm just a working dad, like I said. Sometimes I don't have a lot of spare money, so I don't really, buy so many shares every month. I try to at least buy a little bit each month, but I do reinvest all the dividends. So with the dividend reinvestment and then hopefully the bit of growth that's in there, the dividend will keep going up each month, except for the special dividends, obviously make them spike every quarter. So yeah, that's where I'm headed. I just want to keep raising my monthly income. so I don't have to work so much and I'm not dependent on employment to take care of my family. If that sounds appealing to you, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Again, consider subscribing to this video. Leave a comment below. If you are interested in monthly dividend stocks or just stocks in general or dividends in general, let me know what you think of my portfolio. If you think I'm, blowing all my money, or if you think it's good, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just keep it respectful. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you in the next episode of Monthly Dividend Diaries.